Hello everyone, happy Monday, or whatever day you're watching this, or magical Monday. So first and foremost, I wanted to thank everyone who came out on Saturday, helped us celebrate our 4-year anniversary, helped support all of our beautiful, amazing vendors and our practitioners who work out of Trinity. Just thank you so much. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing, incredible, beautiful that we've been doing this for 4 years. I don't know what I thought or expected, but you know, every little milestone is just so amazing. Just so magical and beautiful. And it was really fun to watch all of these people. I was going to say amazing people because they are, but all of these incredible people that are so talented and have all these different things that they do. Whether it's creating glass or tie-dye or using essential oils or teas or all of the above, necklaces, bracelets, stones. I mean, we just have so many well-rounded people that come out and do all these things. And so last week we had talked about having passion and doing what you enjoy and what makes your heart sing. So to have all these people there that were doing just that, right? That got to share all the things that they've done and made, and or their special talents, whether it's energy work or readings or even massage. So if you got to come out, thank you for supporting everyone. If you didn't, then know we do this a couple of times a year, so hopefully you can make the next one. And then yesterday I teaching a shamanic class with a couple of ladies, and we were talking about changing our stories, rewriting our stories, and then I am happy Monday. And then I was kind of flipping through Facebook and Reels this morning, and a reel caught my eye, and he was talking about rewiring the brain, and I know he had some scientific word for it, which never sits in my brain, but he was talking about how rewiring the brain for what we want. And it's actually scientific, and there's all of that oh, we're going to have a barky day today. I apologize. They're just excited about whatever's going on outside, right? So what was I saying? Oh, yes. So there is science behind our brain and thinking positive and changing the way we see things. And that doesn't mean that sometimes things don't really suck. They do. And that's okay to go, okay, this sucks. Last couple of days I'm still processing things that had gone on, that happened, maybe something that was said, some other stuff that was going on, and I'm just processing it. And I'm not going down the rabbit holes of it, but I'm just processing and going, okay, that kind of stinks. But there's also a lot of things that were amazing with it. There were a lot of things that got to be looked at and healed, and what an incredible opportunity to go, oh, I thought I had healed that already. And here it is again, which is all good. Or how we look at something that, especially in our past, right? We have a story in our past that we tell the same way, or we tell very similarly. And so it like gets stuck in our brain, like hardwired is what they call it. But like those roots get made. And then it's really hard for us to get out of that story or look at it in a different way. I always say I need to have that story made, and I had one that I wanted to talk about. Now I can't remember what it was because I looked at it in a different way, right? So somebody talking about how they used to move around a lot as a kiddo, and how they would just start to make friends and then they would move again. And so instead of being in that story of that just sucked and I never got to make friends and all of that, she was able to turn it around as I got to see so much of the world. I got to meet so many people. So that's rewriting or rewiring your brain. So instead of looking at the negative that our brain is typically set in, right? Because our brains want to keep us safe. That's what it thinks it's doing. Excuse me. And so it's going to look at all those negative things so that it will keep us safe from whatever. Whatever the story is our brain has. And so for this particular person talking about traveling a lot, I'm not going to make any friends because I'm just going to have to leave anyways. Instead, turning it around and going, wow, I got to meet a lot of people. So if you have that negative story, because we all have it, right? It likes to live in our brain. It tells a lot of things. Our brain loves to retell it. And so how can you change that story? How can you look at it a different way? Or sometimes that story started when we were kids, and we're telling it from that same perspective instead of looking at it as an adult. I hope that makes sense. Okay. So, what's a story that you can rewrite? What's a story that, or a story you have about a person? That was another one, that we have these people in our lives that aggravate us a little bit, right? Or they trigger us a lot. And we can either look at that person and go, that person always this, that, and another. Or we can look at that person and go, wow, what a great teacher they were. Wow, what a great, thank you for helping me get started. Thank you for helping be that catalyst for me to make changes. Thank you for helping me learn how to stand on my own 2 feet and be strong. Yes, I hear that sometimes that's, it can be spiritual bypassing. But it just depends. Are you really meaning that? Or are you just looking at it and not doing the deeper work with it? So, rewiring that brain to help us start looking at things. And that's kind of what we've been talking about all along, right? We've been talking about those glimmers, looking for the glimmers instead of the triggers, or looking for the yellow cars. If you've done that, and I'm still seeing yellow cars, saw several of them this morning when I just ran out and did a couple of errands. Still seeing the yellow cars. And they just make me chuckle sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, okay, enough with the yellow cars. And sometimes it just makes me laugh and smile. Okay, and right now there are so many glimmers if you like to be outside. I know it's kind of overcast today, and I know we're going to have a lot of rain. But the grass is getting green. The trees are blooming. We were at an intersection, and there was like, was it a red bud maybe? But that really pretty purple. And then behind that was the crabapple tree, and it was all white. And it was just so pretty together. And then we're driving down, and we're in the middle of a conversation. The windows were down, and all of a sudden I just stopped mid-sentence, and he stops, and I'm like, do you hear the frogs? I'm sorry, I'm not paying any attention to what you're saying because I hear the frogs. And I've talked about how much I love the frogs. That for me is like spring has sprung when the frogs are creaking. And I think I heard a little tree frog on my way home, so that was kind of fun too. But those things that just make your brain kind of come out of those stories, right? That helps us to look at the positive things that are in our world. All right, so with that, we're going to blow the heavy stuff. So if you got a story that likes to raise up is what I was going to say, but that likes to just sit in the brain and talk to you and play over and over and over, or a feeling that gets all cranky in your brain, just let's blow it into the stick. And we can okay, I'm gonna stop a moment. Hold on. So I don't know if you watch the Schumans or keep track of the Schumans. Yesterday, usually we'll have a whiteout for maybe, if we're lucky, a couple hours. Usually it's much shorter. It just kind of spikes, or we'll sit bright. Yesterday, we had hours of whiteout. And it was whiting out across the whole chart. I can't tell you, again, all that scientific stuff, but there, if you go to our tribe page, I have posted a couple of videos there that people know about all of that stuff. However, whether you know about it or not, they were saying, even if you don't follow this stuff, you felt it yesterday. So, so trying to find the words and trying to recalibrate the brain, and the body today. So be kind and gentle with yourselves, because it was a doozy yesterday. So I'm excited to see what we got coming up that happened. Okay, so back to our original programming. So if you have that story that likes to sit in your brain and play over and over again, if you got those feelings, kind of like that hair that keeps bouncing out here, just wants its own attention, right? But if you have something like that just sits in your brain, or it's always popping out, or you find yourself ruminating about it, let's blow a layer of that into the stick. And that doesn't mean that there won't come back, or there won't be something else that pops up with it. Because remember, everything is circular. It's not linear like we've always been taught. But so we come around in layers. Okay, and like I said yesterday, or Saturday, when just some things had come up, and I thought I had dealt with them, healed them, looked at them, and it was like, ooh, here's another layer of it. All right. So even if it's just a layer of it, okay. So breathe in. I always like to imagine the breath going in, scooping it out, and blowing it into the stick. And one more nice deep breath. Good. All right, let's take that. Come up higher. There we go. All right. And if you need to take some of that energy, oh, that's interesting. Come on. Okay. If you need to take some of that energy that's coming, maybe putting it in the heart, in the throat, in the third eye, or the mind, whatever works, wherever you need it, bring it in. Good. And especially if it's not something that you need to worry about. If it's something from the news, if it's something that there's so much that's hooking our attention with fear right now. I know, right? All right. And it's just time to be able to sit more with our happy, happy, joy, joy. And let's train the brain to start looking for more of that. All right. Okay. So with that being said, put your feet on the floor. If you can, if that's comfortable. You know what I say. Get comfortable first. If that's not comfortable or you can't get them flat on the floor for right now, that's okay. But then imagine or visualize those roots coming out of your feet, going down into the ground. Getting us good and grounded, especially with the energies of yesterday. It's a little calmer today, but we're still integrating all of that. Good. Get those roots down. Imagining them going deep into the earth through all of that, well, ground's kind of soggy today, so into that wet ground, down where it's a little drier, through the crystals and the rocks, and down, down, down. Good. And if you have those stories that are wanting to come up, just bring all of that energy down to your feet and through, allowing that to be transmuted in this moment. Or another visual, the sweat helped me a lot when I first started. I would imagine blowing it into a balloon or put it in a hot air balloon basket. And then when it would get, and watch it just drift away. And when it would get, I would imagine it like going over the Rocky Mountains. And when it was on the other side of the mountains, I would shoot an arrow at it and watch it plummet. And that way it was way over there and not where it could reach me. So, and just even if it was just for that moment where I could meditate and get my brain quiet. Or put it on a cloud. There's plenty of clouds out there today. And just watch the wind take it away. Or let that hot air balloon just float right up to the sky. Good. And breathing in and breathing out. And what would you like to rewrite that story or replace that story with? And it's not about taking out all the pieces, because when So it's the only thing with doing this on my phone. I keep having things pop up. Not replacing, because trauma is trauma. We don't want to negate that piece of it, because we don't want to have to repeat it. But how can we shift it? How can we see it as a teacher? How can we rewrite it? Good. And if you need to reach up to the sky with your consciousness, or just imagine your body expanding taller and taller and taller into the beautiful blue sky, or over the clouds, so you can see the blue sky. Or the sunshine. And sometimes that will help, because sometimes it's hard to find the silver lining, right? That's what we used to call it. Find the silver lining in it. But it's more about focusing on that now. And sometimes we need to have that little trip and fall to go, oh yeah, okay, I needed that, so I can now start focusing on this. So, if you've found a glimmer, or glitter, I always want to call them glitters, but if you found that glitter or that glimmer, and if you can bring that forward, how did it make you feel? Did it make you as excited about hearing the frogs? That makes me as excited about that. Or does it just make you smile? Does it make you feel loved? Does it make you feel warm? And sometimes we need to work on turning off that fight or flight. I know we've talked a lot about that too. But turning off the fight or flight, those stress hormones, because they really do wreak havoc. And it's really hard to make changes if you're still stuck in fight or flight. So we need to get in that rest and digest. That's why doing things like meditation is so important. Or last week, I was so excited and filled with that passion of making oils, and I had gotten the herbs in and all of that. And there was no room for stress. There was no room for any of that. So that's part of what all of this is about, that maybe every hour you come back, even if it's just for a couple of breaths, and you remind yourself of those glimmers. You remind yourself of that story that you now changed or rewrote. And you allow yourself these couple of breaths. Nice deep belly breaths. And maybe you put on a song that you like. I listen to our cacao playlist a lot because that ceremony is set up with that. And drinking cacao is just so beautiful and heartfelt. And we have a really great community, so that I'm able to put myself in that when I'm listening to the playlist. So, All right, so one last thing before it's time for us to go. I want you to think of, and maybe this is why I think of it as glitter. So if you have that glimmer, and you know how glitter just gets everywhere. I want you to take that glimmer, fill it up like glitter, and I want you to think about sprinkling it into the rest of your day, or the week, or the month, or the year. Because yes, glitter gets everywhere, and it sticks to your feet. Sorry, glitter makes me happy. I know Diane doesn't like when I use glitter, but because it gets everywhere. But I like when my carpet sparkles. It makes me laugh. So, find something like that. Put a reminder on your phone so that you can start getting in that habit of sitting down and getting quiet and giving yourself those moments to turn off fight or flight. All right, so left hand on your heart, right hand on your second chakra, your belly. And just breathing into both these hands. And if you can, it's always nice to exhale with that sigh, making sure your shoulders are away from your ears. All right. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for any part of what you've been in. Did I say that right? I don't think I said that right. Thank you for any part that you've been in over the last 4 years in our journey. And remember, find what makes you passionate. Find what makes you happy. Find your piece of peace and make sure you protect it. All right, lovelies. Have a beautiful rest of your day.